Welcome to episode 143 of Gutter Trash, Haunts of Horror. My name is Eric.
My name is Jason.
We are hopefully going to be joined by a guest during this show.
Through the miracle of technology.
Through the miracle of technology, we will keep you afloat of all the info as it comes along. This is like bad radio already.
Oh yeah.
Like we can't get the satellite hookup.
Well, you know, he's here with us in spirit already.
He's always here with us in spirit.
Mm-hmm.
So while we wait, I guess, let's do this. Let's do what we normally do, which is poorly.
Yeah. Let's just ramble.
Yeah. We can start talking about the book too.
Haunts of Horror.
If we want. I don't know.
Yeah, let's talk about the fucking book.
Let's talk about
There's
that.
a lot to talk about here.
Is there?
I think so.
Okay.
Don't you think so?
Yeah. It's a lengthy book.
It is. It's a multi-storied book.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's the Haunts of Horror, published by Marvel, written and drawn by Richard Corbin. Our guest is here.
He was knocking on the door. Well, our virtual door.
Yes.
Should we go ahead and announce him?
We are joined by our good friend Kurt Dins via the modern miracle of technology of texting.
This episode should be probably an after-school special of Why Not to Text. Like, when text goes wrong.
His first message to us is, "Thank you, gentlemen, for having me over tonight. I am looking forward to reviewing this book."
Oh, he's going the matter-of-fact kind of route. Okay. I'm also amply pleased that you are joining us, Mr. Dins. This is awesome. So he can't... Okay, just to put this in perspective, we aren't recording this live by any means. He can't hear us.
Nope.
He's just texting us.
Yep.
And we're reading aloud the
Yep.
random things that he texts. So it's by far not like having a guest or an interviewee or anything. It's just a jumbled mess.
Yep.
Okay. Haunt of Horror.
And, what better way would it be for this show?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if we somehow perfected one thing, it would just make everything else look worse in comparison. Oh.
Alright, so Haunt of Horror, Richard Corbin. Master comic book artist, Richard Corbin.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
The guy knows what he's doing.
Yes, he does.
And he's old.
Yes, he is.
We had no idea.
We looked him up online just before we started to figure out what else he's done. Because I sort of knew like a bunch of different things he's done. And I guess that's pretty much all he's known for, is just doing a bunch of different things.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, he's 70 years old.
I would have guessed mid-50s. You know?
Yeah, me too.
Like, I knew he was active in the 70s, but I thought he was a kid.
Right.
You know, I wasn't really doing the math, I just was assuming things.
Right.
But yeah, that's crazy.
I was assuming right there with you.
He's older than my mom.
He is the same age as my dad.
Uh-oh.
Let's see what Kurt has to say.
And usually it won't be related to what we're currently talking about, I would imagine.
Kurt says he didn't even know this book existed until we said we were going to review it.
Right. Well, that surprises me, because although I've never talked to Kurt about Richard Corbin,
Right.
I can totally see a lot of similarities in their artwork.
Oh, hell yeah. They both have a very defined art style that is heavily stippled.
Heavily stippled, very exaggerated human forms. Like, they understand anatomy, but they like a lot of things are stumpy or weird looking.
Yeah.
But like purposefully so, I'd imagine, in both cases. So that, Yeah, that surprises me that I would have thought this would have been like in his top 5 favorite artists of all time. Maybe it is. Maybe he's just, he's a busy dude. He doesn't have time to read everything. But yeah, Richard Corbin. Also, one thing we found out that we were both blown away by was the fact that he did the album cover to Bat Out of Hell by Meatloaf.
Yeah.
What the fuck? How did we not know that?
I don't know. It's just like,
I've seen that thing 1,000 times.
yeah. I can kind of understand because we probably knew of that album cover long before we knew Richard Corbin.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's probably one of those things too, like if that was the cover of a graphic novel, we'd be like, who did this? And we'd examine it. But like, whenever the artwork is crossed over into another medium, you sort of like, you just see it and it's iconic and you don't separate, or at least I don't think about who painted what album covers usually.
Right.
I just think of like, oh, that's that album cover,
Yeah.
Whereas comics, I'm always like, who did that? Who, what year was that? How old was he? Who was he working for?
Yeah. I think, it was, album art. It's kind of a dying form, what with, digital albums anymore, and, like even when they have, some sort of cover, it's usually just a photograph of the band or whatever.
Right.
But like old school album art, shouldn't we as aficionados of art know more about those guys?
You would think so. Like all those great 80s heavy metal covers.
Right, yeah. Other than Boris Vallejo or Frank Rosetta. Or Phil Hartman.
Phil Hartman did some?
Oh yeah. Well, not metal, but like he did the album cover for like America or some like 70s band.
Phil Hartman?
Phil Hartman, yeah.
Like deceased Simpsons voice actor?
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live alumni? Wow.
We got 2 texts from Kurt here. He has been reading a lot of Lovecraft lately, and he is a Corbin geek.
Oh, yeah, I could see that. He brings up a good point. I, until this week, had never read one word that H.P. Lovecraft had ever written.
Yeah.
Like I'm familiar with the Cthulhu legend through, it being paid homage to and other forms of art and movies and comics. You hear a lot about Lovecraftian creatures and myths, and as far as like actual stories of Lovecraft, I've never read anything until this week.
Yeah. I have a book somewhere that has some short stories. They are not the easiest things to read.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just because, it's written in sort of 1920s, language.
Right.
And he's a little bit of a pompous jackass.
Yeah, I can see that.
So, it doesn't make him the lightest of reads, but I've read a few stories.
Mm-hmm.
But out of the ones that are in this book, I think I've only read maybe one that was adapted here.
Okay.
Maybe 2. I've seen a bunch of movies based on stuff.
Yeah. Oh, like The Bourne Identity.
Oh, yeah.
That was great, yeah. Home Alone.
Home Alone.
Yeah.
So when we talk about Lovecraft, we're talking about Macaulay Culkin grabbing his face and screaming.
Oh, yeah.
Joe Pesci getting hit in the face with a paint can.
If Joe Pesci doesn't represent the Ergoth or whatever, I don't know what does. Daniel Stern is, a scorpion-like demon astral projection monster from the other side of man's mindscape.
Wow. I can't text that to Kurt.
Oh, okay. Well, I wouldn't expect you to remember that because I can't either. Oh, Kurt's back. Hi, Kurt.
Let's see.
Is this getting old, listener? Because we're 10 minutes in.
He says he knew that Corbin did do the cover for Bat Out of Hell, and it made him like Paradise by the Dashboard Lights even more.
Wait a minute, did you just text him about the Bat of Hell thing?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I was like, he's somehow picking up on our thoughts.
If I can, I'm going to try to respond to him.
Okay.
Just...
I'll blabber on while you text.
Yeah. But,
So he said he was familiar with the Bat of Hell?
Yep.
Okay. Well, he is a better fan than we are.
Yeah. Well, he's also so much more metal than we are too.
Oh
so,
yeah. Oh yeah. We grew up on some metal. I rocked a mullet for a good decade.
Oh yeah.
I had my fair share of, metal concert going experiences in my teenage years. But Kurt makes me look like Philip Drummond from Different Strokes.
Yeah. He makes us all look that way.
Yeah.
Kurt is the essence of metal.
Yeah, he's pretty metal.
Without being
metal.
Without being in a metal band.
Yeah. I believe at one time he was in a hardcore band.
Yes, he was.
Is that correct?
Yep. But I'm talking about actively right now.
Right. Yeah.
He's as metal as you can get without actually being in a touring metal band.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But, Haunt of Horror.
Haunt of Horrors.
First half of it, Edgar Allan Poe stories.
Yes.
Second half, Mr. Lovecraft.
Yes.
Howard Petunia Lovecraft. Little known fact. I'd go by HP as well if my name was Howie Petunia.
Right, yeah. That's, he is, legendarily sort of, crazy.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's because of the name. He got picked on a lot.
Shoved around, milk money stolen, that sort of thing. Yeah. I did notice there was a theme throughout his stuff that was translated here or adapted here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, some sort of quest and adventure type things. There's a lot of, archaeology type unearthings of strange artifacts and whatnot.
Right.
So he must have been somehow obsessed with this journey. What does Kurt say?
Kurt says we were barely 17 and we were barely dressed.
Oh man. I'm praying for the end of time right now.
So anyway.
Yeah, so I think it works.
Yeah.
This not the show here. Not what we're doing.
Yeah, this is terrible.
Yeah. But as far as an adaptation of multi stories goes,
Right.
I think this really works.
Yeah. I think that because I don't know. Because the way this book is set up, it's got the adaptations that Corbin did, either by himself or with a co-writer or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then it has, the thing that he adapted, reprinted next to it.
Right. Or at least a decent excerpt.
Right. And a lot of them, surprisingly, on both sides, are just poems.
Yeah.
Because I guess pretty much easier. And honestly, actually, those are the comics of those poems that he made, I think, are far more successful than the ones that they based on short stories.
The short stories.
Because it gives him a lot of leeway to take advantage of an open, interpretation and allow him to do the things that he does best, really.
Yeah, he can expand in directions that, he's not confined to, a certain narrative. Actually, I read all these, except for I didn't read the Telltale Heart because that's the only thing other than The Raven, I think that's the only thing I'd ever actually read before.
Right.
So I actually read all the text pieces.
Really?
Yeah. And I see what you're saying about the translation things, but some of my favorite ones were actually the ones based on the stories, like the music of what's the dude's name? Eric Zahn. That one was one of my favorites, and the one towards the end about the lineage of explorers that are mad and kind of murder their family members. What was that one called? Arthur German,
something like that. Yeah.
I liked that one a lot too.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. Okay, I don't want to talk about two things at once here, but some of those poems were amazing. The route he took, what was it? The one with this one right here. the gangsta kind of rapper
Yeah,
guys. That was amazing. The Israfel.
Yeah.
Because he, like on some of the stories, he actually just reprints all of the text from the poem and then just puts images behind it.
Right.
And that one was one of the best ones because even though it has all this, like, old original text, he's updated it to something that obviously Edgar Allan Poe wasn't imagining.
Right, yeah.
Like gangster rappers.
I'm pretty sure Edgar Allan Poe was the first gangster rapper.
He was, him and D Nice.
Yeah.
I don't think D Nice was a gangster rapper. I think he was a pretty boy rapper. But, yeah, I thought that was amazing. I thought that was a really great way to, like, make it his own.
Right.
But, some of them, he took the poem, he just kind of took the essence of the poem and wrote his own words, too. So
Right, yeah.
he really did have, like, a myriad of ways to go about this, which I think is what, was one of its strengths.
Yeah, yeah. The one about the vampire? I can't remember if that was on the Poe side or the Lovecraft side.
I think that was Poe. I think that the one where, that was one of the early ones, I think. Yeah, here we go. I think. No, it's not the lake. It's
the lake was really good too.
Yeah, the lake was awesome. That was one of the ones with the actual poem, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But what I kind of like about, like, for the most part, all of them is that he turns them all like. I don't want to. Man, he doesn't reduce them, but and the fact that it's Edgar Allan Poe and it's H.P. Lovecraft, and they're already sort of at that basis anyway.
Right.
But he sort of takes them and makes them into like little Tales from the Crypt type vignettes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He totally encapsulates them. Like,
yeah.
Like even the, I don't think it was in the second half of the book, the Lovecraftian stuff, but he even has like a Crypt Keeper-esque character doing the Poe stuff.
Like he
Uncle Dedgar or something.
Yeah. Kurt is letting us know that he is texting from his deck, drinking vodka tonics.
Oh,
and that
nice.
And that he's super excited about Corbin doing these stories and wanted to see his take on classic horror.
Sweet. Yeah. I agree with Kurt.
Yeah.
I'm having a Bell's Oberon Summer Ale. Having a giant,
it's tap water.
Stein of tap water.
It's tap water in a plastic Subway cup.
Yeah, but it's giant.
It's giant.
I've never seen a Subway cup that big.
It is 44 ounces of
Dayton's finest tap water.
Dayton's finest tap water. Uniced.
Ooh.
As cold as my tap goes.
Oh, perfect.
Which is not very.
I don't like the ice in the water. I like the...
Well, that's because you got fucked up teeth.
I do have the fucked up teeth. More on that later. So what do you think? We talked about the lake here. I just looked at it. When you compare the artwork and the stories like the lake that have this like almost
painted,
almost like it almost reminds me of like computer generated artwork.
Yeah.
Especially compared to the like harsh black and white stippling of the Telltale Heart.
Right.
It is so different, even though it is quite obviously the same hand making it, but it gives it a completely different feel.
It totally does. I love Richard Corbin, and I mean, I'll be honest, the only reason I even bought this book was because he drew it. Like, I couldn't give a shit about Edgar Allan Poe or H.P. Lovecraft.
Right.
And I mean, I like those guys, enough to a point.
I mean, the Edgar Allan Poe.
I think.
Did some great gangster rap. I mean,
yeah,
we've went over that already. Kind of pioneered it. Him and the Sugar Hill Gang.
Yeah.
Pretty much pioneered the scene. Oh, Kurt has something to say about the Sugar Hill Gang.
Says the Sugar Hill Gang has a good style for horror.
He didn't say that.
No, he was talking about Richard Corbin.
Oh, I was just saying, if he said that, this is some sort of madness. Because he's in the room. Oh my god, he's in the room! Yeah. I love that Kurt is just sitting on a deck somewhere, getting drunk, texting with the feverishness of a 12-year-old girl about how much he loves 100-year-old horror.
Yeah.
That's an awesome little scenario to imagine.
Yeah. What were
Oh, we're talking about the artwork.
Artwork,
How different and diverse his
styles are? Yeah. It's weird because we looked at the Bat Out of Hell cover, and that sort of looks like the like that other painted style, which is so, the detail and the shading and then the light and the everything about it is so smooth. It does look like it's 3D rendered.
Oh yeah,
and even the Bat Out of Hell cover does too. Especially like the smoke coming out of like the pit behind the motorcycle. It looks like it's computer generated, but that album was in like 1976, something like that.
Maybe he had some sort of deal with the devil.
Computers there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's like some of the computer-esque looking artwork seems like something I shouldn't like because it has these like, it almost has like this weird, I don't know, this weird gradient to it that I usually don't like, but it just works really well with his artwork. Yeah, like this kind of stuff.
Right.
Where the people are screaming underwater in the lake.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. It's not a style that I want to see anyone else do.
Yeah.
You know, it's because usually whenever anyone else does it, it's so photorealistic that it's just dull.
Oh yeah.
But he's got such his own style that he can do realistically rendered 3-dimensional painting, and it looks great just because of how he already draws.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm looking at Eulalie, I believe it's called. It's a Edgar Allan Poe one. But these characters are so, like, cartoony and exaggerated, but at the same time, this guy is, like, as he's shaving and gargling, it looks so real somehow.
Yeah.
Even though it's super deformed cartoony.
Right.
I mean, he just has a really good grasp on musculature and posturing and
how people move and
yeah. I guess.
I don't think there's a ton in this, but I know he did that Luke Cage miniseries with Brian Azzarello, and he did some Hellblazer stuff with Azzarello as well, and he would draw like really exaggerated muscular dudes.
Right.
And the anatomy is like 100% correct, but it's also 100% exaggerated.
Right. How does that happen?
I don't know.
How does he master that?
Kurt says he's not wearing any pants. How about us?
Technically, no. We're both in the short pants.
That's true. Yeah.
I think some of my favorite imagery in the entire book. I was looking at Berenice, I believe. I don't know how to pronounce a lot of these. But the one about the dentist. There's just a lot of like weird camera angles and like psychotic, sort of teeth imagery.
Right.
I think that one is amazing, like the floating mouth that's dripping, he's running through the open mouth here, and he looks just like Rob Reiner, meathead from, I don't know if it's supposed to be that, but, yeah, it's incredible. Oh.
Huh?
What's Kurt's?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. I thought he was saying something ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's a couple of them I didn't really like, honestly, like the stories, what's this one here? The Canal. It just seemed to kind of end. And
I don't remember that one.
It was like the one where I think it's a gay couple and the guy's looking for the other guy and there's a dead body in the street and it just kind of ends. I don't know. I didn't really get that.
Show it to me.
Let's see. Where's that? Yeah, this one here. The art's amazing. Like it's people running through the streets in the rain.
Okay.
It's great art, but
I don't think that's a gay couple, though.
Is it not?
I think that's a woman.
Is it?
Yeah. See, that's kind of another thing with Richard Corbin, is that sometimes you can't tell.
Right. Well, I mean, sometimes he draws like giant breasts.
Yeah.
Like very heavy metal. Well,
Right.
Like that was his roots, I guess. But yeah, that one I didn't really like. And this would be my biggest criticism of this book. I think it ended on one of the worst stories in the book. And I think it totally should have ended on one of the longer stories, like the Arthur Germain one or something. But I thought the last one was like one of the most anticlimactic ones.
The Well?
Yeah.
I enjoyed this one. Okay, no, yeah, that one wasn't good. I got confused with, because there's another one that deals with a well.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that one was good.
yeah. Okay, I'm confused here. The Window is the one that it ends on.
Yeah, the window.
Yeah, that's not so great.
The art's good.
Yeah, the art is good in every one of these.
Yeah, every panel is pretty
Yeah.
awesome in this book.
Kurt wants to know what your favorite story was.
I would either say the music of Eric Zahn, or The Raven, because I'd forgot how awesome. Well, you don't have to tell them all this, but it's one of those two. But The Raven, I'd forgot how amazingly how lyrical it is and like how it just flows.
Right.
I mean, because when it was over, I read the actual text part, and it just really flows. You can really, I mean, it's not clunky at all. Like some of the Lovecraftian poems, like they rhyme,
Right.
but they're just like the scheme is like really strange. But The Raven, I think, is an amazing poem. I mean, like that sounds like me going, "The Beatles rock, guys, check them out." But Seinfeld was funny. If you've never heard of it, look it up. But I mean, it was surprisingly good. I hadn't read The Raven in 20 years, I'm sure.
I think I'm sadly more familiar with The Raven as the from the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And there's a line in the poem that just no matter what, I'm always going to read it as Homer Simpson says it in that telling.
That's awesome.
Oh,
wow, can you imagine a Simpson story drawn by Corbin?
Oh, wow.
That'd be great.
That would be great. Man, I don't, well, first of all, Kurt, in reply to the pants thing, says he prefers an unfinished basement. Yeah, it has been like a week and a half since I read this, so
Right.
I've been reading other things in between, so I've sort of forgotten.
We're readers. We're nerds.
Yeah, we are.
I've read a handful
I'm trying
of stuff.
to read a book, so that takes a lot more energy.
Whoa.
I know. There's no pictures in it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I think I really liked the music of, or not the music, Arthur German.
Yeah, that was a really good one.
That was definitely my favorite on the Lovecraft side.
Yeah. The artwork was incredible. Like that last splash page.
Yeah.
Like that's where you should have ended the book. They should have put the window one somewhere before that.
Definitely. I 100% agree with you.
Do you have a favorite Poe one?
Yeah, I'm trying to flip through this real quick and refresh my memory.
What was your favorite stuff, Kurt? Which ones were yours?
Well, as soon as I finish flipping, I will text him.
I would text while you're doing that, but since I've never texted in my life, I would probably just break your phone on accident.
Just by touching it.
Like, I don't understand how that works, even because, like, there's only a certain number of buttons on there, and, like, you do it really fast, and there's not a whole, I don't know. Technology eludes me. Well, we're also losing our light in here. The one
Yeah, we are.
It's getting dusk here, and it's perfect though for the horror show.
That's
we're
true.
doing.
That's true.
It's getting really eerily creepy, quiet in here, and dark at the same time.
I think.
Nope.
Whoa, Jesus.
8 texts from Kurt.
I think my favorite Poe story. I just passed it.
Telltale Heart was pretty awesome.
It was pretty awesome, but it's like I'm so familiar with that story.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Happiest Day, I think it might be my favorite Poe story.
Which one was the happiest day?
It's the one about the high school reunion.
Oh, that was great. Yeah. Yeah, that was really good. That's another one of those where he just sort of makes it his own with a completely different visual than was probably intended. But the Telltale Heart, I think the first day I ever read the Telltale Heart was the first day I ever heard Edgar Allan Poe's name when I was in like 5th grade or 6th grade or something. So I've always kind of had a soft spot for that because I remember it being awesome even when I was like, 11 years old.
Yeah, same here. I used to have, I don't know if your school ever did this, but they would have like they would send you like a catalog and you could order books.
Oh yeah, from the Bookmobile.
Yeah, or whatever, Scholastic, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
And I want to say I was like in the 3rd or 4th grade, and they had like a little. It was like as big as my phone, but it was like super thick, of like Edgar Allan Poe stories.
Oh wow.
So like that's where I first read The Telltale Heart. And
That's awesome.
it was also illustrated too, like really.
Like Richard Corbin.
No, but someone who had a similar style to Bernie Wrightson, I can tell you that
Oh,
much. Yeah. Alright, so, still in, talking about the pants thing.
Of course.
No undies. In response to, your favorite stories, he says, Raven, stay hard in the Ballad of Marshall Stack. New wave of heavy metal. Oh wait, you meant the stories. Oops.
I was like, what was, I was like flipping through here like, I don't even remember some of those. Stay hard. Isn't that like something I ordered off of, the internet the other day? Sort of a special pill.
He says that, he liked Telltale Heart.
Yeah. I like that one a lot artistically because it's got that sort of, Will Eisner thing going on where there's not a lot of panel borders.
Right.
I don't think there's any panel borders actually now that I'm flipping through it. It's just like, but it flows really well. You're never lost on the page, which I think is a very hard thing to do. One thing I love about the Cthulhu monsters is all the freaking insane detail he puts into those.
Oh, yeah.
That is crazy. He must have spent a week on that cover.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. Yeah, I think, I wasn't so much a fan of the stories that I was already familiar with. I enjoyed the ones that I didn't know so much,
Yeah.
you know? Probably just because I didn't bother reading most
The
of
text ones.
the text pieces, so like I was just getting unfiltered Corbin. you know?
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I figured, see, I started to skip over him, but after the Evil Ernie fiasco, I figured if I didn't read every word, I didn't want to get, 2- stars on my report card. But no, I didn't, the only one I didn't read was Telltale Heart, because like I said, I'd read that
So
one,
familiar with it, yeah.
but it's been years since I've read it, so I don't know, I might go back and check it out again.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, good stuff. I definitely like the Poe stuff better overall, but the artwork is so amazing throughout that, it all works.
Yeah,
I'd love to see another collection of, I'd love to see him do, I don't know, maybe not Stephen King, but maybe Clive Barker? I don't know. No, I don't know if that would, I don't know if that would lend itself to Clive Barker.
No, I don't think so.
He's got more of an old school sensibility.
Yeah.
Maybe some H.G. Wells, like sci-fi.
H.G. Wells would be cool. Maybe some like Robert E. Howard.
Oh,
Yeah. Like some Conan stories. I'm sure he's done a Conan story.
He
right?
has to have, right?
Right.
I would imagine.
I'll ask Kurt.
I know he's done a bunch of Hellboy stuff, right?
Yeah.
He did those. He's doing a Hellboy graphic novel, I believe, later this month, or September.
Yeah. I guess the most recent Hellboy series was the last Fregato's doing.
Oh, really?
And Mignola is going back to drawing it again.
Really?
Yep.
Wonder what his reason for not drawing it for so long has been.
He was tired, and he had a lot of other stuff to do.
Yeah.
And he was slow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah, good stuff. Was this was all he did, right? Those 2 miniseries? He did.
Yeah, I don't think they've done another one since.
So this collection is all of his Marvel Max horror stuff then?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Kurt says...
Kurt says he liked Dagon too, mostly because it was one of the first Lovecraft stories he read.
Oh, yeah?
I thought the story was okay. I've seen the movie Dagon,
Oh, really?
which I really enjoy.
I haven't seen the movie.
It's
Is that where the one where the guy thinks things are coming for him at the window or something?
yes.
Okay.
Yes. The movie is really different, but still pretty awesome. And it's directed by the guy who did the Reanimator movies.
Oh, okay.
So, he's sort of like the unofficial Lovecraft director.
Okay. Nice. Oh, Kurt's texting away again.
I asked him if Corbin ever did any Conan, and he said that he did some recent Dark Horse stuff.
Oh, really?
So
Okay, that makes sense. Might as well check that out, too.
yeah.
Can't see the book anymore. It's actually pitch black.
It is pretty dark now.
This is like a Edgar Allan Poe story.
Kind of,
yeah.
yeah. You want to go ahead and take a break? I don't...
Sure, that's cool.
It doesn't seem... We've reviewed this book almost the entire segment here.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like we talked about it a lot.
It's because we're too busy texting. It's so
That's
much
true.
fun.
Yeah.
That's why the hours while away when people are in business meetings, because they're texting the whole thing.
Well, let's take a break so we can actually turn on a light.
Yeah.
I'll text Kurt that we're on our break, which...
I'll just turn on this lamp here this kerosene lamp that I got whenever I ventured down into the catacombs of this ancient civilization stairwell.
All right, then. Let's go do that.
All right.
And hope that no monsters kill us.
Hey, welcome back to Gutter Trash. Thanks, Kurt. This was my moment. I only get one moment in the entire 6 hours of every episode. That was it. You fucking ruined it. I'm glad your basement flooded. No, I'm not. Only because artwork was ruined.
Yeah. His great important text that he sent. to interrupt your only moment,
My moment.
was, oh wait, Metallica did a Lovecraft song. The thing that should not be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like 18 minutes long.
Yeah, it is.
That's true though. That is an excellent song.
Yes, they also did, the Call of Cthulhu.
Was that a Lovecraftian thing?
Well, I guess technically not. It's only an instrumental.
Oh wow! I just thought of a great idea. We should open a cult bookstore / crafts shop and call it H.P. Lovecraft. And you can buy like tassels for scrapbooking and whatever. But you can also buy like a cult reading.
Alright.
H.P.
Do we know anybody with the initials H and P?
H.P.
Like
Hank Pym. My friend Hank Pym.
Hank Pym loves crafts.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be awesome.
And that way it can now be a cult, craft, and a comic store.
Oh my gosh. Who would not shop there?
I wouldn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like the fact that I have to go to a comic shop where there are magic nerds there.
Can you imagine like a bunch of elderly women wanting people to cut like yards of fabric for them while you're trying to buy your Batwoman comics?
Concerned about them. Just concerned about the gothy fucks who will want fake magic books.
Oh yeah. The ones with those amazing airbrushed covers and
Yeah. Why is the volume so weird? Huh. No, whatever.
Is the volume weird?
The volume's a little weird.
Volume's weird. I heard Pat was hard to hear on the last episode.
Was he?
That's what Kathleen said.
No, I didn't listen.
Yeah. Well, that's because Pat...
she should maybe tell the person who's actually in charge of handling the audio.
She just mentioned that to me today. I said something about Pat and how fun it was having him on, and she was like, "Oh yeah, he was kind of hard to hear sometimes."
Yeah.
But
well, she's not going to listen to this one, so who cares? Yeah.
She always listens. She's one of the good ones.
She doesn't.
No, she doesn't always listen. No one always listens.
This is going to bother me, so I'm going to try to figure out what's going on here.
Doing a little adjusting.
Doing a little adjusting of my crotch.
So, speaking of crotch adjustments,
Ew.
I had to go to the dentist on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I hadn't been in, let's go with a conservative estimate of 1 decade.
Alright.
And I was a little nervous until I made the appointment. And then for some reason, after I made the appointment, I was no longer nervous.
Yeah.
And I have to say, even though there was like 3.5 hours of scraping and x-rays and cavity filling, it was like the least painful, nerve-wracking dentist experience of my entire life.
Well, Kurt, however, just fell down the stairs and thinks he broke his ass. But he thinks he can still text. So he is in pain right now.
Wow. I bet he didn't have to spend $400 to get that pain, though, like I did.
That makes, I think the spending $400 but not feeling pain, it's still painful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a different kind of pain. It was, that's the pain of, like, having to work. It's basically having to work a full-time week at Mavericks for free. That's what that was.
That sucks.
Uh-oh. More texting.
So that was a dramatic turn.
We need a little drama sometimes.
Yeah. A little drama's not so bad. But, you said that the dentist found, like, you had one tooth that hurt, but...
Oh, I've had a tooth that's been hurting me for a year, and I've been putting it off because I'm broke, and I don't have dental insurance.
Right.
And so...
And you don't like the dentist.
And I don't like the dentist in general, yeah. But eventually I talked myself into it because I was like... Actually, I read Carrie McNinch's fine mini comic, You Don't Get There From Here, where she had some horrible dental trouble, and it was really expensive and painful, and I was like, I should get mine done. So I went ahead and made an appointment and went out there. And the tooth that was bothering me was fine. It just, he said that the enamel wasn't completely formed on it, and that's why every time I drink anything cooler than 98 degrees, it hurts like hell.
And that's why you don't like cold water.
That is why I don't like cold water.
Cold back.
Yeah. But yeah, he just gave me some sensitive toothpaste and cleaned it up and
Like
Sensodyne brand.
Oh, I was gonna like the toothpaste cries when you
Yeah.
brush your teeth and just, can't stop expressing its emotions.
Right,
It's sensitive toothpaste.
It cries at the movies a lot. Yeah, whenever I watch movies now, my mouth cries if I've freshly brushed. No, but yeah, that was surprising. But I did have another cavity, and he went ahead and filled that. What's Mr. Din's?
Mr. Din says that he thinks he'll be okay once the bleeding stops.
That's usually my life motto.
And didn't you have a problem with that too at the dentist?
I did actually. They were trying to clean my teeth, and okay, spoiler alert, you're gonna get sick. My gums were bleeding so badly that they had to postpone the end of the cleaning and until my gums healed up. So they said in 2 weeks I have to come back. So I'll have been to the dentist, more in the last. In the next 2 weeks than I will have been in the last 10 years. So.
That sucks, though.
At least this time shouldn't be nearly as expensive. So. But yeah, the last time I was at that dentist, they were like, "It's been a while since you've been here, right?" And I was like, the last time I was here, there was a little treasure chest at the end of the hall where you guys let me pick out a toy. And they were like, "Oh, that has been a while, huh?"
Did they let you this time?
There was no treasure chest.
Damn it.
Yeah, they got rid of it. And then instead of when I was a kid, they had, on the ceiling, how they usually pin stuff to the ceiling so you can look at it while you're getting your face ripped apart.
Right.
Like Garfield and such.
Yeah.
This time it wasn't any comics anymore. It was, those, what's that creepy photographer that puts babies in like butterfly costumes?
Robert Mapplethorpe.
I can see how a crucifix on a jar of urine would be easily confused with a cherub or a newborn dressed as a bumblebee. But no, it's some lady, I forget her name, but
I don't know.
It's these creepy photos. She puts like kids in like animal costumes. And that was what they had on the ceiling this time. So
yeah, I had I believe I told the story on here, but a couple years ago I had to get my wisdom teeth pulled out.
Oh yeah.
And what they had there were TVs. And
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You watched like an entire season of
MC
Office
Hammer's reality show.
Well, this was weird. They had a new invention that was sort of amazing yet humbling. They have this giant TV screen. Oh, what? Another curtain.
Why is it humbling?
Well, because what it is the giant TV screen connected to it is like looks like a little stylus pen with a cord, but it is a fucking camera, and he shows me every inch of the inside of my mouth on this like big screen high def TV, and like him and the nurse are both standing there. I'm like embarrassed because I'm like, my mouth's all fucking freaky, and it's got like my gums are dripping blood, and there's like a fresh cavity fill in there, and it's all shiny, and like there's like all this garbage between my teeth, and I was like, oh my gosh, do you have to at least make the lady leave the room,
Right.
Yeah, if you haven't been, he said they just got it in the last year, and he's like, I love this thing, and he's sticking this pen camera in my mouth, and I see every tooth from every angle. It was neat, but it was a little much.
Right, yeah. Nobody wants to see what they look like for real. Yeah.
No, yeah. Keep me behind the curtain.
Yeah.
And the all-powerful Oz.
So did he drug you and then proceed to mouth rape you?
Is this a question from Kurt or from you?
From me.
Oh. No, no drugs. No drugs. They did put a little topical, what's that called? Like the numbing agent?
Novocaine?
It was something that he like put on my gums so they could work on it. But but no actual shots or gas.
Or dicks.
No. Nah, I don't believe so.
Yeah.
There was a pen stylus, I believe, but I had my eyes closed for half of that.
So what you're saying is that your dentist has a tiny dick, huh?
Yeah, it's a tiny electric dick, yeah. He may have been sticking his vibrator in my mouth the entire visit.
Well, that's fun.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. For him.
I told Kurt that we were talking about dentistry. He asked who has the bad teeth. I said, to you. Said, figures, how's that comic store dental plan coming?
Oh, it's almost as good as the healthcare plan.
What's sad is that me with my real office job, I don't have a dental plan either.
No dental, no eye?
No eye plan, which is shitty because I need my teeth and my eyes worked on.
And especially you need your eyes to do your job.
Yeah.
You could do your job gumless,
Yeah,
like
I
just
could.
gumming.
Well, I'm toothless.
Yeah, toothless.
Yeah, I could, but I need new glasses. I have a health plan, but it's a health plan that gets laughed at.
Oh, yeah. By the eye people.
Yep.
The optometrists.
Teeth are the windows to the soul, according to Kurt.
Wow. Oh, excuse me. My soul's a little drafty. So my teeth are full of tartar. I don't know.
Maybe if you had a gap in your teeth, or if you had anyone pulled out.
Well, there's an interesting story. When I was a kid, I had a gap in my teeth, not unlike David Letterman's. I mean, like, significant. And they told me I had to get braces. And my brother, who had braces, took me off to the side and said, I don't care what you end up looking like. He said, that is the worst, most painful experience of my life, and I wish that I would not have had it done, so don't do it. And I was like, okay. And so I told my mom I didn't want to have it done, and probably cried a lot.
Right.
Which, that worked.
Right.
And when my wisdom teeth came in, I had these horrible headaches, but it straightened my teeth, and I had my wisdom teeth pulled, and my teeth have been straight ever since.
Wow.
I mean, I'm talking like a full 2.5 centimeters gap between my teeth that is no longer there, and you can see.
Yeah, you just
nothing. Yeah.
Wow, it's like almost they fuse into one big tooth.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that is weird.
Yeah.
But I think because my dentist told me that when I was little that I needed to get braces too, and he told my parents, and I think they tell everybody that you have to have braces.
Right.
And
it's like they figure one of every 3. It's like putting 3 lures in the water. Somebody's gonna bite. Those bastards.
Because I used to have right in the front 2 teeth there, I used to have a baby tooth. Wait, what was it? Oh, the adult tooth was coming in over the baby tooth.
Oh.
So, it was pushing through the top of my gum.
Oh, man.
And, on top of the actual tooth. And it was dead anyway, the baby tooth.
Mm-hmm.
So, when I was a little kid, I always had that one tooth that was, yellow, and it had, a hole in it.
Oh, man. You couldn't just pull it out?
Oh, they pulled it out eventually.
Okay.
And then, I guess they thought that since that adult tooth was coming in from the top anyway, and, at a weird angle, that they thought that, I was gonna need braces to fix that.
Right.
Yeah.
You never did that?
Yeah. Righted itself.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I do have a problem on, in the back teeth, not the wisdom teeth, but, in the molars, where there was no adult tooth to push out the baby tooth, back there.
Okay.
Which I guess is, a super rare thing, in dental history.
Right.
So, they
still had the baby tooth?
No.
Oh.
Had to pull it out because what was happening was that when the wisdom tooth came in, it was pushing the other molars in a row down on top of the baby tooth.
Wow.
And pushing that into the gum, so they had to get rid of that.
Jeez.
For a few years, I had to wear a metal bridge between the 2 teeth. They eventually got rid of it, and I think my teeth are kind of lopsided now in the back. But they wanted to do a whole other set of dental shit back there too.
Of course they did.
Yeah.
My dentist was actually awesome. He gave me all kinds of discounts because when I told him I didn't have any insurance, he knocked some stuff off, and he said he'd only charge me for half of the X-rays, and he was super cool. I do have to say that, but But yeah, overall, I don't know. It's so expensive, and I mean, your body's gonna rot anyway. It's like grading comics, you know. It's all gonna fall apart anyway. Just fuck it.
Yeah.
Just let it happen.
Let's just live our lives the way we want to.
Yeah.
And if we die young, we die young.
That's why we're so freewheeling and crazy, and people are always like, people are like, you guys walk on the edge of life, you know? Like, we live it to its fullest, sitting here in your apartment week after week, texting people, drawing, watching movies. Yeah, I mean, like, these are the
recording our uninteresting thoughts.
These are the kind of things Gertrude Stein writes about. I mean, podcasts and, drawing nights, yeah. It's nutty craziness.
Kurt Dentz writes in, do you guys like poetry? Like Poe and stuff?
Like Poe and stuff?
Yeah.
Like the band Poe?
I'm thinking Edgar Allan.
Oh.
But I guess the band counts too.
E.A. Poe, yeah.
Wasn't that just a chick?
Was it?
Angry Johnny? Wasn't that chick?
Oh man, I don't know. I remember the album cover was like a ball that said Poe on it.
Yeah, I think that was just a singer. Yeah.
Oh, it was just like a lady?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go right ahead and say that I do not like a poetry.
I would imagine not. I went through a phase where I really liked Charles Bukowski. I read about 6 of his books. Thought they were great. And I had a bunch of friends that did poetry. I never wrote any. Or no, I did. I wrote a few. But they would do these poetry readings, and I would go to them. Like, there was one called Failed Seeker. That was the poetry group, and they went to a different bar every week, and they would just read poetry and drink. And it was actually really good. It wasn't like super cheesy poetry. It was almost like just like short stories with a rhyme scheme, you know? And they were actually really good. And some of those guys were excellent writers, Jacob and Nick and Robert. But yeah, I don't really get into poetry so much anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Kurt says that he knows he's missing a great Jason story right now.
Oh my gosh.
But he is starting to think poetry blows.
How about, do you consider Dr. Seuss poetry? That's a tough one.
Ooh, that is a tough one.
'Cause that's good stuff.
Yeah.
Mr. Dens.
I don't know. Yeah.
Or do you like song lyrics? Could be considered poems?
They could be, and I don't like song lyrics.
Really? See, I love song lyrics.
I think singers are pretentious fucks.
I think we've covered that before. You do not like the singer-songwriters.
Nope.
I like them. I can get behind the lyric writing.
Yeah.
I did some lyric writing in my day.
Yeah.
I was in some bands, some punk rock bands.
I think we all did that at one point in time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in high school, junior high.
Right.
I just grew all out of that shit.
Oh, I probably stayed with it until I was about 25.
Yeah. Dr. Seuss, I don't know. That's, I guess technically it's poetry.
Hip hop, that's poetry.
Yeah, I don't like hip hop.
See, I like hip hop.
And that's the thing. Like, I don't like. It still falls into like the singer-songwriter thing. Like, I don't like lyrics of songs.
Right.
I like singers, and I like when they sound good. I just don't give a shit what they're saying.
Like if they're singing in another language, it doesn't
bother me.
Right. It doesn't. I guess.
As long as the music and then the flow of those lyrics sounds good, then that's all I care about.
I think the sound is more important than the content.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, not like a style over substance, but just like a substance over, you know. But yeah, I like good lyrics. I think that adds a lot to a song.
I can appreciate good lyrics, and I can appreciate reading poetry, to a point. Especially old poetry. I think after like the 1900s, you know, that's, poetry's done.
Oh, Bukowski. I think Bukowski was really good. Dunbar, he was good. Paul Laurence Dunbar.
So Kurt wants to know if there are any good Doogie stories to share.
Today I actually met up with Doogie. He met me and Kathleen for lunch, and he had a pair of running shoes with toes in them.
Oh, great.
He was taking them back because he said he didn't like them, but yeah, he just bought a pair of shoes with toes in them. They're called finger foots or something.
I've seen them before. I think the first time I ever saw them, some kid at Mavericks was wearing them.
Yeah, a Magic guy wears them all the time.
Yeah, they're not right.
Well, supposedly Doogie says they're made for running because it gives a perfect balance to your form or whatever. But yeah, that was my encounter with Doogie today.
Kurt's response is, "Oh, that Doogie."
Doogie's awesome.
He also wants to say thanks for having me, guys, just in case he misses the music cue.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think we're done yet, are we?
I don't know. I don't know. It's up to you.
I got,
we got any stories to tell? Any news to share?
My car's fucked.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got, I need rear brakes. I need, drums for those rear brakes. I need wheel bearings, cause there's a leak in the brake line on the driver's side, rear brake. I need a new passenger side front rotor. There's a caliper on the driver's side, front brake that is rubbing up against the wheel. I need a front half shaft.
Wow. I've never even heard of half of those things.
Yep. And the estimate for all of that is about $1,000.
Oh. Maybe you could do some, like if anyone listening has all that stuff or the means to repair it, maybe you could do some sort of design work for them in exchange.
Yeah. We'll see. Okay. Well, first of all, let me just say, I just texted Kurt about the running shoes.
Yeah.
He says, those freak him out. Who is he running from?
I don't know who he runs with or for, or I don't know what he runs. I thought he just, biked around.
Right. But is he running from anyone?
I think he runs. I think he jogs.
From anyone?
I don't think so.
No one's chasing him.
I don't believe so.
He's not trying to escape anything.
Not that I'm aware of.
All right. Okay, but there's an artist on Twitter that I follow. His name is Evan Shaner, aka Doc Shaner. And, I don't know if he's ever had, like, a big comic that he's ever done. I think he's just an illustrator.
Mm-hmm.
But he does, like, a lot of comic-related illustrations.
Okay.
Last week, he posted a tweet saying that his car was broken and that he was now accepting commissions to pay for his broken car. And there has never been anything in the history of mankind that has ever upset me so much.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because why can't I do that?
Oh, I see.
Why can't I do that?
I thought you meant like the sheer audacity for someone to ask.
No, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I want to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Why can't I go on to Facebook or Twitter or Google Plus and say, hey, my car's broken. Commission's now open.
I'll pay you, I'll pay you $20 to scan in, my graphic novella. If you do it all by next weekend.
Could you add $900 more to that?
We'll see how the scans look, but yeah. Probably not. Yeah, that's an absurd amount of money. $1,000.
So, I talked to my landlord, because he's a car guy, and he told me to talk to the neighbor who lives behind me, not the neighbor who lives above me.
Oh yeah,
not the infamous neighbor who has been a guest on this show so many times. Because I guess he's a car auto body guy,
like a guru of cars.
Yeah, so if he at least can't fix it, he can hopefully point me to a place that's not going to charge me that amount of money.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
I took it to like a little small, independently owned place, figuring that, they'll be, cheaper than, like, if I took it to Midas or whatever.
Walmart or something. Yeah.
Except Walmart doesn't do that type of work.
Oh, they just do oil change and
Pretty
tires.
much, yeah. But no, yeah, because I did take it to Midas like a.
Uh-oh. That must have been quite a text.
He just I agree, guys.
With what?
Whatever.
Oh, whatever
we're talking about.
Oh, he's playing it as if he knows what we're talking about.
Yeah.
That's interesting, Kurt. I wish he was here in the room.
I do too.
He's going to be in Cincinnati next month.
Yeah.
And we could try to rope him to come and be an actual guest.
It would be really awesome if he could, because I guess his in-laws live in Cincinnati, and so he visits more often than not.
Oh, yeah.
But
are we between his place in Cincinnati? Yeah, we are.
I mean, technically, yeah. I mean, he's got to go north at some point.
He doesn't fly from Cincinnati to Chicago, does he?
Oh, I don't know. He's just texting random things now, and it's awesome.
What does he say?
Yeah, that's true. Unless the feds increase rates.
Is he referring to the flying? I'm not sure what he's referring to.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if he flies.
Ask him if he flies. See if he wants to drive up for during the weekend of because it's a Saturday only thing, so maybe he could come here for the Sunday.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Or he could show up for draw night and we could record whatever.
Fuck yeah.
But I wish you luck with the car.
Yeah. Luckily, my coworker has agreed to drive for the foreseeable future as long as I pay a little extra for gas money.
Nice.
Which is totally reasonable.
Yeah. That's super cool.
And, yeah, because I think I told you yesterday, if I could figure out a way where I don't have to work for where I don't have to do anything, so, put me in, a cryogenically frozen sleep
right.
for, 3 weeks, but I can still get paid, then I will totally be able to afford the repairs to my car.
So as long as you're not, eating or traveling or doing anything.
If I can find a way to not have any expenses,
right,
and save my entire paycheck,
just we'll just put it out there right now. Eric is now doing commissions.
I am accepting commissions. You can email me for rates if you are interested.
Yeah,
please be interested. Please, for the love of Christ, be interested.
Wouldn't you like a nice piece of artwork on your wall? Christmas is coming.
Christmas is coming.
Mm-hmm.
I draw for people for Christmas all the time.
Yeah, I've seen it happen.
Except for Jason, who I still owe him a Christmas and a birthday present.
I think we just maybe at this point should agree to
not give each other.
Well, yeah, we can just skip the last year, cancel each other out, and then we'll just do it this year.
All right.
That'd be good.
But I'll draw for anyone. Willing to draw as long as you're willing to pay.
Actually, here's a segue for you that makes a little bit of sense. Recently, Kathleen told me an artist that she looks at on Twitter was doing the same thing in order to pay his rent.
Yeah.
He was doing 30-hour drawings for $1. No, he was doing 1 hour drawings for $30, I believe.
Okay.
He said he would spend an hour on it unless he said, unless it looks perfect to at 50 minutes, then I'll stop. But he said, I'll spend at least an hour on it. And that was Dustin Harbin.
Okay.
And,
who is, significantly more, well known than I am.
He's doing okay.
Yeah.
But, I wanted to, put this out there. Thank you to Dustin Harbin. He and Brandon Graham, both significantly promoted our, Fantastic Four project, number 9 project. I don't know what it's called.
Fantastic Four number 9 project.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of
press
hubbub about that. Yeah.
It's awesome.
That was very cool.
I don't think we're seeing any spikes in traffic.
Right.
Nobody's made any kind of comments about anything on the blog. To be fair, though, I think maybe the comments are turned off. I don't know.
Oh, really?
I think because everything's so old.
Oh, right.
Yeah. But, people...
Maybe they might be looking at it.
Someone may have looked.
They made, like, the latest one that's been posted is Kurt Denz's page.
The guy who's texting us right now.
That very man. So go to fan49.guttertrash.net
Yeah.
and check it out. And the 9 is the numeral, not the number. Not the word. The numeral, not the number. No.
Yeah.
The numeral, not the word. But we have about 3 pages that we haven't put up yet, and we're going to start on that maybe after this podcast. And we have 2 more on the way, the ones I mentioned earlier, the Brandon
Dustin
Graham
Urban.
and Dustin Urban.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's 5 that aren't even up there yet, so keep coming back and looking at it.
We do like to,
Space Mountain.
space them out because this is an expensive endeavor for you.
It is, like, one of the things that covered it said I've been doing it for 3 years. It's actually been 5 years, because I started in 06.
Right.
And,
Well, we've only been posting it for 3 years.
yeah, they saw the dates on there, but yeah, it's an expensive hobby for someone who can't even afford to get his cavities filled.
Right, yeah. In fact, having your cavities filled killed a commission.
Yeah, it really did. Yeah, it's luckily for me, Norwegian comics artist and cartoonist extraordinaire Jason turned me down this year. He's one of only 2 people that have turned me down so far. And he was very polite about it.
Who's the other?
Dave Sim.
Okay.
He was just crazy about it.
Well, yeah. Well, he was going to do it. He just wasn't going to give it to you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, here's how that happened. I met Dave Sim, who you may know as the crazy misogynist behind Cerebus. Which, obviously I don't think he's a crazy misogynist because I had to
sign the waiver.
signed his waiver saying he's not. So this is pure jest here when I say this, but no, I love Dave Sim, I really do, and I don't know that he is a misogynist. I just know that he is crazy.
Yeah.
But I talked to him at a convention and convinced him, that it might be cool to do a page. And he said, just write me and tell me, how much money you'd be willing to pay me. He's like, the most that you'd be willing to pay, just write that number down and send it to me. And so I figured it up, and I basically told him I'd give him a week's pay for me, which I think is
fair.
That's fair, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I work a full 40-hour week. It's not like I'm working 2 hours at the Circle K. And so I wrote him, and he said, well, I'm not really doing commission work right now. He kind of hem and hawed. He didn't say that it wasn't enough money, but I figured that's really what it was. And he said, what he might do, though, is he might just do the page for fun and then put it up for auction on eBay, and I would have just the same chance as any other schmo to buy it. And then whoever bought it, if it wasn't me, he would send me a really nice, like
high quality scan.
High quality, well, not even a scan, but like a poster,
print.
like a print, like, something on nice paper, which, in his crazy way, that was him being nice. But why would somebody else want to buy that?
Right, yeah.
Like, it's just
because it's Dave Sim art.
Right, yeah. But they'd be like, for some reason I have this fantastic 4-page that Dave Sim did, like out of context with all the rest of the issue.
You know what's super shitty about this whole thing is that, he drew a comic for our friend Brian John Mitchell for free.
Yeah, for free, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, if only I knew
I know they're tiny comics, but come on.
If only I knew somebody who had some pull with Dave that could be like, my friend does this project, and actually don't tell him that, because I had Dustin Hardman do his page, so which I think it came out pretty stellar. So I wouldn't want Dave Sim to also do it. That would be bad.
Yeah, if you've already given away the page, fuck Dave Sim. Fuck Dave Sim and his crazy misogynist dad.
I would never say that, because I still love the man. But, a parent would say, I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed. Yeah. Because I really wanted him to be involved. I've been a fan of his artwork since I was, 12 years old.
Right.
So, but that's okay.
Yeah.
He's doing his thing, and I respect the man, and he just didn't choose to do this, and that's about.
Yeah. I forget who was the other person who rejected you this year.
Jason.
Norwegian.
That's right,
yeah. Yeah, because he got all his superhero stuff out of his system already.
With Strange Tales, yeah. Which, I understand that. I mean, he's a prolific artist. He does
17 books a year.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Like, the Last Musketeer, Left Bank Gang, Why Are You Doing This?
Right.
Shh. All these are great books. He's an awesome. Yeah, we reviewed one of his books, didn't we? Yeah. Yeah, awesome guy. Check him out.
Yeah. So, let's see here. We've got some text from Kurt.
Oh.
Says if he knew how to do that, he wouldn't be drawing comics. I think at this point we should mention that Kurt is the fantastic artist of 1 Year in Indiana.
Oh yeah, we didn't mention that earlier?
I don't think so.
What the fuck is wrong with us?
I know. We talked about him being an artist
Yeah.
and having a Richard Corbin-esque style.
Yeah.
But yeah, 1 Year in Indiana is I guess his longest running book. He's also got another one called Her that he does with someone else.
HURR.
Yes.
Not HER.
No, yeah. And I think he recently put out a trade, a paperback of his 1 Year in Indiana
Nice.
stuff. So
He's also a fellow contributor to our OK Panic site, which you can see at ok-panic.net.
yes. Although he didn't contribute last week.
He was too busy.
Sure.
He was too busy. I know, I think I kind of punked him out, because I sent him an email and I threatened him. I'll be honest. I'll be honest. I said, look, fucker, we got rid of Pat because he was too good and, he was gonna be moving to bigger and better things. And we don't want you, grandstanding every week and making us look like peons. I was like, if you need to sit one out every once in a while, or I'm gonna send some guys over to do some work on you. And, he got the message. It came through pretty clear.
I think though you were looking for him to take a fall, but you didn't actually mean him to not actually sit one out.
Yeah.
You just wanted him to not do a good one.
Yeah. You see, a game that's fixed, and the guy, drops the ball right before the end zone, and you're like, oh, it's fixed. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
I get it. That's
But that guy still played.
Yeah, he showed up. He still drinks some Gatorade and whatnot. Kurt was just sitting in his pungent basement. Oh, yeah, we should mention that too. His website where you can see all his beautiful artwork, www.pungentbasement.com.
Pungent Basement Art.
Pungentbasementart.com. Okay.
Let's see here. We got, sometimes I get rashes. So?
Huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It's a very good point.
And, he is going to mix muscle relaxants with vodka tonics tonight.
Oh, that might be bad.
That could be very bad. Yeah.
This could be the last appearance of Kurt Dunz on our show.
Yeah, it's too bad. Yeah. Looks like we won't be having him on the show, if he
Bummer.
makes it up to date at some point.
Bummer.
Yeah. He might die tonight.
That's too bad.
But if he doesn't die tonight, he is going to start Jason's story tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah.
Kurt Dunz is going to be drawing a comic for me.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I can honestly say, without any hubbub here, I'm so excited about this Veggie Dog Saturn special because all of my favorite close personal friends that are in the comics community are involved, and I thank you all for contributing. Sincerely. It's really cool.
I look forward to seeing that done at some point.
Yeah.
As I do to every single one of your comics.
Well, sweet.
Because then you can stop talking about it.
Yeah.
God.
That's all I ever do.
Me.
Oh, it's all I know. It's all I know. I think eventually I'm gonna muster up the gumption to ask Jeffrey Brown to contribute something to one of my comics.
Right.
Like, if nothing else, if I do a trade paperback, I'm gonna see if he'll do like a cover blurb or an intro or something. Because I respect that man indefinitely, but I don't want to impose and be like, hey, draw a cover for me, and have this weirdness because he's like, oh, we're not really friends. We're just,
Yeah.
I don't want to enter into some weird territory. So I'm thinking about if I put a trade paperback collection together, I'm gonna just ask him to, if he'll contribute something like
Right.
a forward piece or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to draw.
Yeah.
He can if he wants.
Can if he wants,
can do
yeah.
a little one-page comic.
You're not gonna discourage him from drawing.
Right.
Yeah.
Certainly not.
Alright, well, I think we can take this opportunity to get the
Might as well. It's been fun.
fuck out. Yeah.
I don't think I would call this a failed experiment.
I don't think so either. I don't want to do this,
Ever
again.
Yeah.
But, I had fun. This livened up the show a little bit for us.
Right.
Yeah.
It was nice to hear from Kurt.
Sorta. Yeah. So, I guess I'll go ahead and pick him a movie for the next episode.
Well, I want to say thanks to Kurt first.
Oh, yeah, well, of course, obviously.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kurt, for
Appreciate
doing
it.
this. Yeah.
You're awesome.
We could have saved that for after I picked my movie.
Ha! Why would we do that? Yeah, you're right. Okay, let's save it.
Alright. So I'm gonna pick my
Okay.
movie I'm picking, still on the Mixed Classics. We'll be doing this for a while.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Because I gotta see all those movies.
Well,
Gotta do it.
might as well.
Might as well do it for here. So this next one, to sort of, go in a different direction from the last one that I picked.
Ooh.
Which was, kinda dark and depressing.
Yeah.
Hopefully this will be a little more lighthearted. The Sting with, Robert Redford and Paul Newman.
Never heard of it. I'm down.
Seriously?
Never heard of it. Yeah.
Really?
Never heard of it. I've heard of Robert Redford and that other guy.
Paul Newman.
Yeah, Paul Newman. I've heard of Sting,
Right.
the wrestler.
But you've never heard of The Sting?
No, never heard of it.
Seriously?
Never heard of it.
Wow. Huh.
You've never seen it either. Don't judge me.
I've never seen it, but I've fucking heard of it.
Yeah.
That's why it's on my list of missed classics.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Is it 70s, 60s?
Early 70s.
Yeah.
Right. Alright. Yeah.
Sweet. I'm down.
Alright then. Well, now I want to thank, Kurt Dins for, texting us through the entire show here.
Yeah.
Apparently had some problems, staying sober.
And on his feet.
Yeah.
I can honestly, without a doubt, say this is the most enjoyment I've had from texting. From I've never texted even tonight, but with texting going on near me in my vicinity, this is the most enjoyment I've ever had.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that, Kurt.
Kurt has some final thoughts.
Oh, okay.
Eric, what do you mean you don't like it when I write numbers instead of words? And then OI812.
Oh, Van Halen.
That's OU812.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true.
All right. So yeah, thanks, Kurt. This is super fun. But again, I don't think.
Yeah, if you watch The Sting this week, Kurt, keep your text to yourself.
Yeah. Send us an email after the show.
Yeah.
And that goes for all the rest of you.
Thanks everybody.
Thank you. Goodbye. You can subscribe to Gutter Trash at iTunes or directly at guttertrash.net. If you go to iTunes, please leave us a review. You can email us at eric@guttertrash.net or jason@guttertrash.net. For more info, you can find us on Facebook. Or you can go to seanborn.net or buyerbeware.guttertrash.net. Listen to our sister podcast, League Night, at league.guttertrash.net. Thank you for listening. Until next time.